One of the things that I am most impressed with about Pastor is back in 2008 when he came to College Park, I had a whole lot of hair, and of course I started losing my hair. And the best thing, it's just such a personal relationship that he has with me. He decided to lose his hair also. And that's a wonderful thing when pastors can together do things together. So we both lost our hair over the last 15 years. I say that just in fun. The truth is, personal is what I see with him. I'll never forget one night that it was about 9:30 to 9:45 at night, and our son Cole had a surgery. And so we decided, well, it's all time to go to bed. And Cole and Casey had already gone up to bed. Angie and I were about to start up. I was at the top of the steps when suddenly Angela jumped basically from the bottom step to the top step. I've never seen her take those steps so fast, but it was because right behind her was our front door, and there was a knock at the front door between 9:45 and 10 o'clock at night. Well, of course, Angela's scared to death. She ran up the stairs. I came down the stairs. Pastor doesn't know it. I had a gun in my pocket. But it was our pastor coming to see Cole because he had had a surgery. That's that personal care that I'm talking about from Pastor. And he even had some donuts, I believe. Isn't that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had Krispy Kreme donuts too. And a book. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm.
I met Pastor at a bookstore. It was where we had our first interview there in actually Cleveland, Tennessee. We were at Lee University, and so I met Pastor at a bookstore. And so that was my first hint that, you know, this guy is really, really into books. And he is definitely something that has continued out his whole time here. In fact, sometimes I feel bad. I feel like the only gift I ever give him is books, just because he loves to read so much. And so, but we hit off right away. You know, we found out we're both born in North Carolina. We both have a great birthday on June 10th. And so Pastor and I actually had a lot in common right away. And more importantly, just theologically, we just seemed to really mesh really well. And that was important to me, and I think certainly important to him. And it was important to me to have somebody who believes the Bible, who preaches the Bible, who knows the importance of God's Word. And Pastor does. He loves God's Word.
Congratulations, Pastor and Susie, on 15 years here at College Park. We love having you as our pastor and First Lady. We love your ministry, love your singing. What else did he tell me to say about him?
Hang on.
He writes good poems.
He writes good poems.
And he's good looking.
He's good looking.
Yes.
Very good looking.
Very good looking.
Very good.
Very good looking.
Hey, Pastor and Susie, I really appreciate you being here at church and what you do. And thinking about this, I like your stability. I've been to churches and heard things online and on radio, and people have varying different approaches to doctrine, and I know that's a big word, but I like the consistency that you have. I don't have to worry about coming in one Sunday and worrying about what you'll preach or what you'll say and will it be different. It's always the same, and there's this calm and stable attitude that you have, Pastor, that I love and I cling to because there's so much instability everywhere else I love to come in.
Pastor knows that we do a devotion every night. And every year, at least for the last 10 years, after he realized what we do, he has been the one to provide our devotion book for the year. But my favorite thing about what he does is in the devotion guide, on the very front cover on the inside, he'll always write a personal note. That's that personal touch that I was talking about a while ago. I love that about him.
Just this past Christmas, I went to get Pastor a gift card from Waffle House. And so I'm out with Krista and the kids, and she drops me off, and I run inside, and I'm waiting in line to ask the lady if I can get a gift card. And I look over, and Pastor is sitting there in the booth with all of his books out and his study material, going over, you know, his preparations for Sunday service. And it was neat to just kind of get a peek behind the curtain. And thankfully, he didn't see me, and I looked and rushed out.
We always hear about him studying at Waffle House, but we actually caught him in the act, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, so just to have a pastor, like I said, who treasures God's Word and who studies and brings us God's Word is just one of the, I guess, best memories I have of when I think about him.
We love Susie. Their whole family is part of our family. And they share their granddaughters with us, which we adore those kids. And they know we adore them. Well, I adore them. These two don't.
it means so much to me as a father to see that when my son walked across the stage to get his bachelor's degree, there's a huge screen, and on that screen was a quote. The quote came out of the mouth of Pastor Tim Lanier. Just the other day, literally within the last week, we were walking with Cole, Amber, Luca, and as we were walking with them, Cole said out loud, you know, I've heard Pastor say, fill in the blank. And it just came to me, even before I knew we were going to say anything about this today. Wow, how he has impacted my family's life and my children's family's life. It's not just what we hear right here on Sundays, but it's being passed down from generation to generation.
Susie, I know you do a lot behind the scenes with Pastor, and you're always jovial and happy to discuss and very open with ideas on different approaches and everything else. So I really appreciate the behind the scenes work that you do to help Pastor and to help the church.
I have enjoyed working with Susie over the years in Bible studies, in women's ministry events. She's a good friend. First of all, she's a good friend, and she's special to the family. She's been sweet to me my whole time that she's been here. So I love her.
And I call it my oh my gracious event. If it's something that's really startling and you get an oh my gracious from Susie, you know it's big. That's the oh my gracious event. We kid about that a whole lot. She's just we've gone out to eat with them so many times after Sunday night Bible studies and stuff like that, and just enjoy sitting and talking.
A lot of good times laughing.
And I'm fortunate enough too to have a lot of good memories with Miss Susie because you know, I worked in the daycare for a little while when she was organizing that and heading that up, and so I got to know her. And then also our dry gulch trips that we did every year. I really treasured those and getting to, you know, just spend time with her. And one of the things that I've always loved about that is just if there's anybody who's ever loved her husband and admired him, it's Miss Susie. And we'd, you know, sit there and talk in the car, and she just glow about Pastor and, you know, their relationship. So getting to know both Pastor but also Miss Susie as well, you know, working those dry gulch camps was just a blessing, and we love them both, and you know, treasure those memories.
I was going to say, and vice versa. Pastor and Susie love each other, and they love each other out loud, and that's really special to see. As pastors, as leaders, they love each other well, and that's sweet. And so, because he dotes on her from the pulpit, and you can tell that they're really a team and they work together. And so that, for us, is a good example as well.
Over the years, I'll never forget many choir concerts that we did. I would 3 to 4, maybe 6 months beforehand tell him what the theme of the concert is, and before you know it, he has written a song specific to that theme. Wow, that's phenomenal. And that is a benefit that I gotta say, other music ministers don't get, to have a pastor that actually makes a song that is wonderful, could be recorded and put out on the radio for anyone, but he makes it just for our concert at College Park. That's the individual touch that he brings.
As a family member, you have to understand the personal touch he gives to things. And I have 3 very personal things that he did for my family. First of all, he performed my children's weddings, and if you haven't had him do a wedding for you, he's the best at it.
Very best.
I mean, they were personalized, each of them, and it fit their personalities and it fit the occasion so well. And the other thing that he did was my dad's funeral, and he came out to the house, got a lot of stories, and we had so many people say they wanted a recording of that funeral because it was so personal. He had written a song, and if you've heard the song, it was perfect for my dad. So as a family member, I appreciate what he has done for my family as a pastor.
It's kind of neat when you think about it. In August, we will have also been here for 15 years, and that's really the culmination of almost our whole marriage, save for 1 year. So we have had every single one of our kids here, which is many, it's 5. I believe Pastor has been to the hospital for every single birth. I have a picture of him with every child at the hospital. Susie has knitted a blanket for every single one of our kids, and those are treasures for us, keepsakes. They've dedicated each one of our children to the Lord here at this church. Pastor has baptized 3 of our kids here. So much of our family history with our children and within our marriage is woven together with them. And it's just really special. It's a family, it's a close-knit community, and Pastor and Susie are at the heart of that. And that's really special. And, you know, way down the line in another 15 years, if they're gone and we're gone and people are dispersed and our children are older, they will be core memories of our children and our family just growing up and doing life together, and in those really pivotal times of baby dedications and baptisms, and something that we will treasure for years to come.
Pastor, Susie, 15 years ago, we didn't know what we were getting into whenever y'all came up. But I'm so glad that you did, and I'm so glad that we get to work alongside you. The time has gone by. I hope that we have many more years to come, and as the time goes by every single day, I think that you're getting better. I know just now I came out of one of your sermons, and I thought to myself, that is a prayer I needed to pray, and my pastor led me in that. Thank you, Pastor.